Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to GST302, Business Creation and Growth. And welcome back to week 3. Last week, we went over the business plan, and the recording is up on the eLearn platform, so you can actually watch it there. I said, if you have any questions, you can send me emails and things like that. This week, we're going to start going over the course material itself. I know I sent an email out on Wednesday for you to go over, at least read over module 1 and 2, because that's what we'll be talking about today. Now, please, house rules, try and mute your microphones. If you want to talk, you can put your question in the chat or raise your electronic hand. Because if I mute everybody, I will have to be unmuting. So I know all of us are grown. So let me share my PowerPoint, this slide as well, so that everybody can see it. So yeah, my name is Bilkisu K once again. I'll just go through it and then we'll take questions as well. So as I said, this week is module 1 and 2 we're going to be going over. Module 1 and 2 is basically concepts of business and theories of growth. What we'll be discussing is the business planning process, legal issues at startup, feasibility analysis of new ventures, concepts, challenges, and reasons for growth, and then strategies for growth, mergers, and acquisition. Your intended learning outcomes are essentially to understand the business learning process itself, learn legal issues at startup, understand feasibility analysis of new ventures, know what the concepts and challenges and reasons for growth are, and those strategies for growth, mergers, and acquisition. I'll start off by defining what business planning process is. Now, it's essentially the first is you just doing a business plan. And I know last week we've gone over what the definition is, but I'll still reiterate it again. A business plan is a written document that describes in detail how a business defines its objectives and how it is to go about achieving its goals. Also, another author defined it as, is basically, it describes to investors and financial sources all of the events that are likely to affect the proposed venture. In the picture here, you can see what the elements of the business plan are. You should have the executive summary, your mission statement, company background, product description, your marketing plan, competitor analysis, SWOT analysis as well, and what your operation plan is, your financial plan, and the timeline. That's basically what's it. I said we've done it last week, so I don't want to go into detail on what the business plan is. You can go back and watch the recording as well. There are certain legal requirements that you need before you start your business. You need to register your business name. You need to know what the current federal taxes are for businesses, what the state and local taxes are as well for you. And then what if you need permits, business permits and licenses, you need to find out what they are and then actually get those permits. And also what laws and regulations affect your business. Knowing those things will actually help you in the long run. It will help you avoid unplanned expenses. At least you know that, okay, on the side, I already have this money. If you can get a lawyer to help you out with some of these things, it helps. I know some of you may have friends that are in the law department or things like that, or friends that are lawyers. Ask them, especially when you want to start up your business, so that you know these things. So you're not later on and say, I did not know this was what I was supposed to do. The more you know more things, the more you ask, You go out, ask people, ask other, even your competitors, people that you think that are your competitors, they may likely help you. So just go and ask questions for what particular documents or requirements you need if you want to start up your business. Now, after knowing this, okay, to register, let me go over what it is. To register your business name is CAC that you go to, Corporate Affairs Commission. That's who you go to register your business name. There are fees involved. There's a whole process. For that, federal taxes is FIRS that is in charge of that aspect. State and local taxes, it depends on what state you're in, what the taxes are involved. For Abuja, I can only speak for Abuja, FCT Abuja, because that's where I am. I know it's AMAC that is involved with state and local taxes. The Abuja Municipal Council. Then for other states, try and find out as well. Business permits and licenses, it depends on what sector you want to go into. So try and find out for whatever sector it is that is involved in the business you want to go into. Find out what license you may likely require. Permits also, AMAC give permits, as I said, for those in Abuja. For other states, try and find out. Lagos, I'm sure is very clear-cut. You can find all this information too. And then what laws or regulations are involved. Also, as I said, finding a lawyer that's your friend can actually help you properly. Now, the next thing we're going to go over is a feasibility analysis. Now, no matter what kind of business you are going into, even if you've seen, okay, maybe my mom has been doing it for years, or a family member or somebody, it is good for you to carry out your own feasibility analysis. A feasibility analysis is basically you're doing research before you actually start off the business. You're trying to find that, okay, is this business that I want to enter, is it profitable? Are there customers actually in the market for it? Is it easy to actually enter the business itself? You know, there are some businesses that are very, very difficult to go into. You can think that, oh, you're seeing people making plenty money, but is it very easy for a new person to come into it? Some are very, very tight-knit. You have to know somebody to be able to enter. It's really, really difficult. Some, is it an area that maybe the laws are very flexible for them? Is it an area that, let's say, you can maybe export the products? If you cannot export it, it's fine. Or sometimes just doing it within the country itself. Are you able to get the raw materials to produce that product, or even offer the service itself? Can you get people to sell it for you? Get middlemen that can sell it for you, or do you have to do it yourself? So these are the things that you have to look into before you actually start. As I said, the financial aspect is very important. And you actually make money off of it long term. As is it something that you can continue doing and putting money back into it? So when you want to enter a business, these are the things you actually have to think about. You have to actually do, not think about it. You have to do it before you actually go into the business, not just jumping into it without actually thinking properly. Now, this is when you want to do your business plan, you have to do a feasibility study. It's kind of like a market analysis as well. So when you've done your executive summary is the last thing. You know, I spoke about doing your business overview. So you now have your market analysis. That's why you do the feasibility study. You explain how the market is, how the industry is, how the product is, how financially viable or profitable it is, how easy it is to get resources, things like that. So that's where this aspect comes in. So remember, this aspect has to be there in your business plan. You can't ignore it. You can't say, no, that's the last thing. This should be the first thing that you do when you're doing your business plan. So I want us to do a small class activity. And if there are any questions based off of what we've done so far, and maybe the business plan as well, then we can take them. So what do you think are viable business ideas? Or what do you think it is? And then give examples of different business ideas. You can raise your electronic hand, or you can answer it in the chat, or we'll just call you. So raise your electronic hand, don't just unmute, please. Thank you. Abigail, you can unmute your microphone now.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Thank you, ma, for the lecture. I'm sorry I've not been able to join the class. I was not able to log into my portal. But thank God the issue has been resolved. The question asks, what are viable business ideas? Viable business ideas, I believe that business that are
I'm sorry, hold on, sorry.
that can easily be operated within the system and that can thrive within the system.
Yes, you're right, actually. The businesses that can actually thrive, that can make money, that can grow properly.
Yes, that can grow. Yes, that can.
What examples can you give us? I know there are many.
There are many. You can start a bakery business because we know that food is essential for humanity. So it's very viable. People can't do without food. So like bakery, you can start a rice business, that is the planting rice in the area of agriculture. Most especially food, any area in food industry, one can easily thrive in those areas.
But I want us to note that it's not all food. There are sometimes you can go into an aspect of fish farming. Fish farming, you know, say that maybe you want to go into selling. Well, there are some people that used to eat it. All those sharks and whales.
No. Like in fish farming, you look out for the type of fish that people go for. Like the catfish. I know in Lagos, catfish you will sell it.
Yeah.
If there's market for it, you will sell it. Your snail business, you have canteens that you can supply. That all these food eateries, you can supply them. The snail business, you can supply them those goats rearing, all these animal rearing. So there are business for it. There are buyers for all those products. You can either you sell it as a whole goat, or you can do like a butchery where you will butcher the animal and package it yourself.
So yeah, that's to find a viable businesses. There are also those that have customers, not just
yes.
They must have customers.
Customers,
that are willing to buy. Not just you starting off entering inside a business and then you are just stuck. There's nothing. There's no customer. Nobody is willing to buy. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
There's someone. I'm trying to see her name. Irene, you can unmute your microphone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Happy to join this line. I've been struggling to join this line, but unable to connect. My own idea is the environment we are living determines the idea of the business. When I look into the environment, I'll see what is consumable that will create the idea of the kind of business I should establish. Like when you look at the environment and see that maybe poultry farming like chicken, if it's sellable, this time around, adults mostly go on white meat. And if you look at that environment and see that this is a creative business that people can easily go on, then I will embark on business, on such business, or any consumable food that people will be able to be buying. Those are the creative business that one can go in for.
Yeah, your target market too also, as you said, what adults, it matters too, in whether the business will be viable. So if you're targeting a group and you know that that business, they don't like it, so yeah, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, I think Endurance, you can unmute your microphone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Yes, I've listened to what many of my colleagues have said about a viable business and the environment which you have to study. That is the first important. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
That's the first important areas which you as a business setup should understand. Your customers' strengths, your business, and the risk involved. When we are talking about viable businesses, there are issues also involved in these processes. One, the environment which you are going to do your business, the security, the manpower involved in the production of the goods and services you are rendering, and the secondly, the people which, the customers which you are going to provide these services to. Producing, example, you giving out or producing goat businesses. People eat meat every day, and you can change a situation where you cut out these businesses. If, example, they are not able to buy these full goods, you cut it in different methods. If it is a little by little, and sell it to gain more customers. That is what we call business strategists. I think those are the ideas I understand about the viable business, what brings out more and more understanding.
Yeah, thank you very much. What you pointed out were good as well. Let me get, I think there are 3 more people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ismail, you can unmute your microphone. Ismail, do you have something to add? Or maybe not. Hussein, Jamil, you can unmute your microphone. It will just take 2 more people so that we can continue. Hussein, you can unmute your microphone. Sorry, can you hear me? Okay. Maybe Patience.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. I was actually thinking a viable business idea would be like when you look at your environment, what is not actually popular, but you feel you can sell. Like what I'm thinking, for example, if you are working in a hospital environment and you have a surgical ward where they use honey for wound dressing, and maybe your patient had to be going very far away to get the honey. When you venture into such business, you know, every day they have surgical cases and burnt cases in very large hospitals, like let's say Dala Orthopedic Hospital now. Maybe such business will move and it's sustainable because it's like an everyday practice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right.
If you discover a problem it can, and you want to solve it, it can also be a viable business.
Okay, okay.
Like you're saying that, okay, yeah, in a hospital environment, save money,
Yes,
help
for wound
around.
dressing.
I'm saying that around that area, nobody sells it.
Yes,
Even though it's a viable business, like you've seen a problem in most businesses or most business ideas there, they come up with somebody trying to solve a problem that they've seen in the environment.
okay. All
So
right.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
a
ma'am.
very good one. It's a viable business. So
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
thank you very much, Kishan. Let me go over the remaining slides and then we'll take questions because there's still a bit, just a few more, and we'll take more discussion too. Now the next thing I want to just go over is the concepts and reasons for business growth. Basically, business growth is expanding a firm's products and services or expanding its target market, or sometimes both of them. So essentially, there are some firms, okay, maybe they've been in this business for a while, let's say for like 3-4 years. They now want to add more products into their product line. Like maybe, for instance, they are selling just, maybe they start off with, who likes as an example? I can use Coca-Cola as an example. They started off with the drink itself, the original Coke. Then they started expanding. They started going into maybe water, other types of beverages. They started selling snacks as well. So that's what business growth is. That's expanding your products line. Then sometimes target market too. For instance, there's some companies that maybe, that's when you see groups. An example is like Dangote Group. You start off with, maybe if it's cement, he started off with, then he entered the food business. Then he's now going into oil. So it's different markets too. It's not the same. Your cement business, people that want to build house, that's just one set. That's one target market. The food business is everybody. They are going into selling salt, the sugar, the food essentially, those dried ones. So that's a different market entirely. The oil business is a different market entirely. So that's just how most companies grow. Sometimes some of them even merge with other companies. That's another method of growing itself. So there are two types of business growth. You have internal growth within the firm, where you're expanding on your employees, you're expanding on your products, your target market, things like that. Then you now have the external growth, whereby you have mergers and acquisition, external finance. Examples of mergers is maybe another company will come and buy up your own company. You've seen it with banks as well. You've been doing it, how Intercontinental with another bank makes Sky Bank became Polaris. It was things like that. Or you have one big company, as I said, one big company buying another one, or two equally big companies coming together. A lot of companies abroad, they do it a lot. You see two major ones come together to make a very large conglomerate. You have external finance to getting external money, getting investors to invest in your company. A lot of startup companies do that a lot. That's why you hear things like venture capitalism. Venture capitalism is just people with money coming to invest, buy, or they become an IPO. An IPO is like a public, they make their company public so that everybody can buy shares. So that's what the two types of growth that companies go through or utilize if they want to. Now, there are so many reasons why businesses grow. The first and most important one is to make money, is profit. Everybody wants to make money, money that helps you grow, money that helps you get more customers. That money you make, you put it back. The next thing is cost. Most people may want to, the whole point of businesses is you're maximizing profit and minimizing cost. You want to reduce cost. The more you grow, the less your cost is, you're able to reduce it. You see it as in a production way. The more you produce, if you produce a large batch, your cost is reduced. But if you produce very small and then maybe you now hire a whole big factory, there's no point. Your cost is just increasing. So cost is another one. People that merge with other companies, they want to reduce their costs, maybe bringing in their own technology to their business, bringing in their own expertise. How can we come together to actually reduce this cost that I have? How can you help? How can you bring your own finances? Then market power motive. Most people want to be market leaders. That merger that you come together, or that growth that you're going, you want to be the market leader, you want to have the largest share in the customer market. A lot of companies do that. Some doing it just for the risk motive. They want to just try and see, oh, will it work and grow. Another one is managerial. That's where a lot of the mergers and acquisition come into. When companies merge or acquire, especially the acquisition, you want new management to come in. Maybe your business is not doing as well as you want to change management. Once another company comes in, they change everything. Or sometimes even the internal growth, they change their whole management just to be better though, to grow. So these are the two different types of growth, and then the reasons why businesses grow. With these two, you have challenges though. There's no how. Any business that is trying to grow will fall into, you're still going to meet challenges at the end of the day. The first thing is keeping up with the market. You're trying to keep up with what is going on. And that's one of the problems that some businesses have. If you have a focus and you have a mission, you are able to be focused. You're able to not be thinking about constantly what the customers are thinking of. It's just, okay, I have this focus. I'm not keeping up with the market or keeping up with your competitors. So it's always good when you have a certain goal in mind. You're not just constantly thinking, oh, my competitor is doing this. I'm going to let me follow them to and do because I want to grow. Have you thought of your own capacity, your resources, what it is that you have, what your strengths are before you say you want to keep up with the market? That can fail you. There are some companies that can do it, but do you have the capacity to do it? Do you have the staff to do it? Do you have the money to actually keep up with that? The next thing is planning ahead. Some companies, they want to grow, they forget that they have to plan it out. You need to plan. Whatever, every step of the way, you need to plan. Plan, write it down. What steps do you take? What problems do you think you will envisage? If that planning will help you know what issues you may come that may affect you. So you plan. Then cash flow and financial management. Do you have the resources? How is the money going to come in? You're trying to grow. How do you manage your finances though? Even with it, you need to find somebody that can help. Even if you don't have an accountant, you want to grow, yes, but you need to get somebody, a good group of financial advisors to help you. Another challenge is problem solving. Some people, because you didn't plan ahead, you didn't envisage those problems. So now the problem has come. Now, how you now resolve it? Because you didn't necessarily plan for that issue that has come in. Another challenge is the right systems. You may not have put the proper structure in place to accommodate that growth that is coming. Yes, you want to grow. Are your staff capable? Is your structure as a whole, the organization, are you capable of actually, as in welcoming that growth that you want? Or can it survive that heat as in the change itself? So that's one challenge that companies will have. Then skills and attitudes. The thing about growth is your staff, are they receptive towards it? Is change at the end of the day? You need to find a way to tell them about it. Start educating them early on why this growth is good, why this new change is good for them. Then when you start telling them about it, you now start training them, get their opinions, because your employees can determine whether you grow or not. They are a determining factor of whether you go far or not with that change that you want to bring into the business. So if their attitude is not good, you will run into trouble. If you don't have the right people to bring the skill set in, because, okay, just say because you want to change certain things, and you don't have people that can work on it, there's no point now, you run into problems. So you start training your staff. Say, okay, let them acquire those skills on how to actually use that, either the trade itself or adapt to that growth that you want to bring in. And the last thing, as I stated, welcoming change. You need to talk to your staff and even your management, get other people on board, your management team, to welcome that change. It's a problem, but then the problem you encounter, but if you manage it properly or plan it well, there is no how you won't be able to overcome it. Now, there are other types of challenges in growing your business too. The first thing, I said cash flow management. We've spoken about that. Hiring right employees. You may have them sometimes, but you may want to hire more. That's the problem too. You may require more money. Then government policies too. Government policies will forever affect any business. So knowing how to adapt to it will help. Availability of finance. Some people want to grow, there's no money. But you need to plan it properly. Then tax payments and schemes. With growth comes new taxes. There's no how. The tax system for a company that makes less than 30 million and one that makes 100 million is different, what they pay. So knowing these things will help you as you make your decisions if you want to grow or not. Now, there are different strategies for external business growth. The first thing is franchising. Now, I know some of you have heard what it is. Let me give you an example of a franchise. Mr. Biggs is a franchise, or was a franchise. I don't know if there are many branches left. Places like Tantalizers is a franchise. Now, what a franchise is, let's say you start up the business at first. You now have somebody will now come and say, okay, please, I want to open another branch somewhere. They own it too, but every other standard, the product itself is your own. They're still paying royalties to you. So that's what franchising is. Somebody just buying some of your intellectual property, but it is still your own. The money still goes to you, a part of it, because it's not like they are buying 100%, they are owning 100%. No, it's like leasing, really, part of it. So you will still get a cut of it. So that's why people are able to, another person too will come, I want to open another branch somewhere. Another person too will come because they like what the business is. So that's what franchising is, and that's one way that companies grow. Another one is mergers, when two companies come together and join forces. They may be on equal standing though, or one may be bigger than the other. We may not be buying acquisition thing. It may just be the two of them coming together to partner and be a bigger company. Another one is acquisition. Acquisition is actually buying as the other company. You are the sole owner, you're the bigger company. You are the owner of that business itself. Then the last thing is venture capitalism, is when you get investors to grow. So when you're doing your business plan, you're having at the back of your mind that you're trying to get investors or trying to get people to put money into your business. That's how you write a business plan. It's subsequently when you start the business, you still have it, you'll not be writing things and adding to it, adding to your plan. But at this stage, you want people to invest in your company. So that's what the venture capitalism is. You're trying to get people to come and invest in your company, but they have a share, they have part ownership or share inside the business. So I think we're done. I have another activity for us to do. What types of essential business skills are critical in growing a business? What do you think people need, business owners or entrepreneurs? What skills do they need in order to grow their business though? So you can raise your electronic hand, even if it's the previous question you want to answer to, you can take them and then you can go over it. Yes, some people have answered the first question in the chat box. I like some of your answers too. Moses Peter. Yes. Ali Ayuba. Ahmed Abdullah, thank you for your response. Yusuf Johanna, Rosalind as well. Nafisa, thank you for your answer. Peter Ikechukwu, can you mute your microphone? Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, madam.
Morning.
One of the essential skills that we require for growing our business is managerial, especially ability to motivate our production staff. For example, I'm interested in the poultry business, and one man cannot do the poultry business to a viable commercial quantity. For example, if one wants to go into raising up to 1,000 beds, one will need the services of helpers, cleaners, and other stuff. And then the most critical of it all is the marketing skill. So I believe that to grow one's good business, one needs lessons and to understand the marketing skill, because various people have different capacity to pay. So, and the market is large, but the market is different. For example, it's not what the market woman will want to pay that the supermarket owners will want to pay, or the eateries or the hotels. So one needs to be able to develop a great marketing skill in order to be able to penetrate all these different market segments to market one's products. So I believe that
some of the skills,
leadership ability and marketing skill are essential to grow a good business. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, he's right. So you need those skills to be able to grow your business as a whole. I think it's trying to open. Abigail, you can unmute your microphone.
Yes, ma'am. Another business skills that I would like to say something on is communication skill. Communication skill, both in terms of communicating with your customer and also with where you get your raw material. Once you have a good communication skills and negotiation skill, just like the first speaker said, you need to negotiate, know how to negotiate with your customers. That is the market people that you want them to buy your product. You know how to communicate with them, relate with them, have a good customer service so that they will be able to continue to patronize you and your business will be able to grow. So we need a good communication skill and negotiation skill and customer service skill.
Yeah, she's right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Who else? Yusuf Adewale. You can unmute your microphone.
Oh, good morning, ma'am. Yes, I want to highlight one of the skills, just like the first questions talking about the viable business ideas. I just want to keep it in that as you have said, in the business growth, that is skills and attitude I want to believe that entrepreneurship attitude is a major essential part in business growth and business skills. That is one of the basic skills any entrepreneur must have: attitude towards business. If your attitude is bad, no matter how good the business is, may even thrive. The business may even grow with somebody else. But because of your own attitude, for example, if you are selling fish, if you are into fishery or whatever, bakery, but your attitude towards your customers is bad, people may not even patronize you. So we must understand that our attitude is one of the basic skills that we need in business growth. Just like you have mentioned. Also, I want to highlight that focus and determination. Because at first, any business you start may not even grow, but you need to focus that this is where I'm going. You have to be determined that I want to get to this point. No matter the obstacles, no matter the challenges, I must get there. So your focus and your determination will take you there. And also, most importantly, endurance in business. Patience does it all. That is, it is going to take you miles because you are very patient with your planning, with your attitude and your individual development towards your business. That is all I have, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Yusuf is right about everything he mentioned. Your attitude matters a lot. If customers do not like you as a person, nobody will buy your business, nobody will buy your products. There's no how. You can try as much as you want to use all the most expensive marketing adverts. You can spend so much money on advertisement to spend so much money on making the products fine, making the product actually good. No matter how good your product is, if the customers do not actually like you as a person, my brother, it's most likely you may not grow properly. Now, there are some owners that, well, let me say, because they built it so far, is later on that people now realize, oh, this owner is not actually a very nice person, but people like the product itself. They are okay here. Maybe person already has their own following to an extent. It's later that it's true colors. It happens sometimes. But as I said, as he mentioned, your attitude matters. The way you react or relate to customers matters. Your endurance of things matters as well. Hussein, Jamil, you can unmute your microphone. Yeah, baby.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Yeah. In every business, entrepreneurship skill is very, very important. As an entrepreneur, you must do your feasibility study very well. You know the market, product and service that is very good for a particular environment, and you must have a very good communication skills. You must be able to communicate with your customers. Then you have to have a business strategies. That is, you must plan ahead to know when or how you can reduce your own price of the product or services you are rendering to your customers, so as to beat your competitor. So it's very, very good to plan ahead. You must be able to plan ahead. You must be able to know the kind of product and service that is very good for a particular environment, and you must know when to buy. You must have a foresight. In every business, you must have a foresight. You must be able to determine when the price of the product is going to be high or reduce. Those are the things you need as an entrepreneur.
I would say that
Yes.
It's not necessarily a business skill. What that is you're able to do. You have to consistently analyze your environment. It's not like a business skill. It's just something that you have to do constantly. Business skills are what they mentioned before. You mentioned communication skill, which is good. communication skills, negotiations, what else? The attitude itself, your endurance, things like that. Now, what's the increasing of the prices is that you now have to know how the market works consistently. It's not necessarily 100% a skill. You can get somebody to do that. Somebody else can, that's their job role. Say, okay, your job is to be noting the market. How is the market doing today? My price go, my price of go up or not. So, as I said, it's not necessarily a skill, but it's something that you have, has to be part of your business as a whole. So, yeah, thank you very much. Who else? Yes, sir. Ismail Onani.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Yeah, on the scaling to create economic growing, the first thing we need to understand an understanding of business. We need to understand the business we want to start. A baseline knowledge of business can be valuable access in any business. We can't do any business without no knowledge about it. We can't just see someone do business and I want to go on it to do it. So we need to do more research to understand what is a business going about, or how can you get some of the ingredients or what we need to grow in the business asset. The other thing is business management. We need to put everyone that have a skill about the post, we need to give them the job to do. We can't just put anyone we don't have express about the post. We give him to head to manage the business without knowledge. So the business, to make a business grow, we need anybody that have a business management skill and a leadership skill. That's what I try to contribute. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sarah, KZD. Somebody here.
Yeah, good morning, ma. Types of essential business skills that are critical in growing a business. I think good customer relationship and staff relationship as well. You know, accessibility as well. Then ability to retain angry or unsatisfied customers. Do you understand? Then you have to be reliable as well. These are a few things that we look out for individuals on a normal when we want to get things from the market and all that. We know those that satisfy us. We know those that do little things to uphold our goods. We keep coming back to them. You understand? Then competence as well. You know. Then courtesy is very important. If you go and meet a customer that don't have manners, I'm not sure you will come back to that shop again.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to even add is how you training your employees to. See, I know somebody mentioned about your relationship with your staff. Your employees, they determine a lot how your business will grow or not. You need to be able to train them, retrain them, let them unlearn all those attitudes that some employees have in terms of, oh, I'll just treat this customer anyhow. I've seen stores, I went to restaurants that the employees just do you anyhow. And then you don't go back there. And then the owner of the store does not know that this is what is going on. So knowing, being hands-on with your, no matter how big your business grows, please always go to your store. Go there, go to your shop, go to your restaurant, go to your factory. Make sure that you know what is going on. If you like, have a mold there, be sending customers, somebody to be going and see how it is. You have plenty of family members. There's no how. You will have friends that will go there. Knowing what it is they are doing, that skill, you know, understanding that, as I said, they determine a lot of things. Whether your business will grow or it does not at all. So yeah, thank you. There's somebody here that I want to call. Please forgive me for how I pronounce your name. Is Oyeve Soto? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dogo, just call Dogo.
So I said.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, you will to Dogo. Yeah. Some of the business skill, I think time management is very, very important. How you plan your time. Maybe you have a lot to do in a day and you have a small business, you need to like have a to-do list where you list up all what you want to do for a particular day so that you can achieve it. That is a very key in businesses. Then try to understand the people you work with. You know, that sometimes you come to work, maybe your staff come to work, somebody that is very smart, you see the person like is not feeling too happy. You need to just have a one-on-one talk with your staff, let them know, okay, what's the issue? Yeah, I'm not looking good. Not that you say it's not my business, then just go and work. Every time you go and work, you don't even know. Because by the time you tell them to go and work, they will start like what you rightly mentioned. Like those staff, you say you go to a restaurant, somebody did not attend to you very well. There's an issue. The person will not be maybe having a family issue or that issue. So will not pay attention, does not even care at that moment. So if you see your staff like that, you need to have it. That's why communication is very important in this case. Communicate to them. That's what I'm trying to do. The another thing is you need to learn how to manage finance. There are some businesses that fold up because some people have poor management of finance. Take, for example, you are doing a business, you just start up a business. Let's say you spend about 5 million naira in the business. You see some people in the next 2 months, they want to go and get a car. The next 3 months, they want to go and get a house. They want to. So I think that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, like what he just buttressed what I mentioned about knowing who your staff members are, relating to them, understanding their plight. There are some people though, that no matter how you relate to them, if they want to do evil, the evil will be done. There's nothing you can do. But on your own part, you know that you've tried. You've gone that extra mile, understanding them, go ahead to know who their guarantors are, probably person that reference them, that refer them to you. Knowing your staff to the farthest extent will help your business, no matter what. I think we'll take many more people left. There's one. Okay, let me call out the names we're going to take. After them, there's no one else. There's Rachel, there's Chioma, there's Grace, Indifeke, and Uluafemi. After them, I think we'll be done, but please just briefly tell us your what you want to add. Rachel, you can unmute your microphone. Just briefly, please. Okay. Rachel. Rachel, you're not ready, no?
Sorry, which of the Rachel, man?
There's Rachel Olufumi.
Okay, because I have sent my own chat. I've sent my reply.
Rachel Olufumi, if you're not muting, I think, where's the person? We can't hear. Grace, do you have something to add?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us what it is.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, one of the skills I want to talk about is promotion skill. Being able to promote
so just mention it, please. Can you just mention, because we have like a minute left. Thank you.
Okay, so one of the is promotion skill. Then you having a target audience. Okay. Then one on the promotion skill, from time to time, if you want your business to grow, you can bring up promo, you know,
I understand what you mean, right?
Discounts, you know, price off and all that to promote your product. Then your target audience, are you targeting women? Are you targeting children?
Thank you.
Must be specific. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Rachel, are you okay now? Or you? Can't hear. It's like I can't hear you. Chioma Ojon.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Morning. Just tell us what it is you want to add.
Okay, what I want to add is consistency in the market.
Okay.
The skill that we need to have is consistency. You know, some people will introduce a product.
Chioma, I just wanted you to mention it.
Hello? Can you hear me, ma?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I'll say what I want to say. Just consider and also patience. Somebody said it before, so patience as well. That you introduce it does not mean it will happen immediately.
No problem.
Thank you, ma.
In the freke, you can just mention it.
Okay, good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Well, my own contribution is that we have to learn to delegate. If we start a business, it's not good that we stifle ideas, we stifle motivation. We learn to delegate and trust that our management will get certain things done for us. That's my own contribution.
Thank you. And Oluwafemi Amos, last person.
Good morning. I think basically what people need is actually passion. You have to have passion for whatever business you want to go into. You must not just say, okay, because you see somebody doing it yourself, you want to do it. You have to have this passion. Okay, I can always, if you don't have passion, it's passion that will actually drive the business. That I have passion for this business, I can, go ahead and do it. Even if I'm not doing well, at least the passion will make you stay in the business.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all your contributions. At least everything you mentioned, at least you take it into consideration when you want to start off your business and when you want to run it as well. As I said, thank you for joining me today. It's 8 o'clock, that's why there's no time again. So I will thank you very much for joining me today. Next week, we'll go over, please read module 3, that's sources of funds. That's what we'll be going over. There's the instructional video there, the slides. You can just watch them and then we'll discuss it next week.